Hello friends, I'm Ernie the Horse Guy.
And I'm Ed Adams.
Welcome to this week's episode of Better Horses TV. We're actually here at Silvertooth, but we're going to share with you a great trip we had at the Hoosier Horse Fair. Starting off with a great episode with Ken McNabb in Finding the Horseman Within.
And you know what? We also got a chance to talk to Keith Farrell, who is a wagon master of the Old West and is going to give us some lessons on how to build a wagon.
And then you're going to really enjoy Jaime and Mike Gascon, trainers from Mississippi. In fact, they're a father-son that you're really going to enjoy. That they do some unbelievable stuff with Paso Finos. Then, Ed, we're going to wrap it up with a hearty grub with Chef Till Mark, doing a little bit of cowboy-style pork scallopini. Unbelievable. So go get yourself a cup of coffee. Come on back and join us with Better Horses TV.
No matter what discipline of riding you do, training, showing, and everyday stress is hard on your horse's legs. Decra Veterinary Products is a leading lameness company that brought you Osphos. Osphos is a clodronate injection, an intramuscular bisphosphonate to help control the clinical signs of navicular syndrome in horses 4 years and older. Ask your veterinarian if Osphos is right for your horse. Decra Veterinary Products is a proud sponsor of The American.
Hi, this is Frank with Open Range Fellowship, and you can barely turn on the news or read a newspaper that there isn't something bad going on somewhere. And we become kind of toxic with that. And then we start thinking about, okay, what's going to happen tomorrow? Jesus addresses this, if you want to write this down, it's Matthew chapter 6, verse 34. And he says, "Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough troubles of its own." And that is the truth. Let's pray about it. Lord, help us to deal with the troubles of our day and not start thinking about what could happen and just take one day at a time, just like the song says, "Sweet Jesus." And we ask this in your name. Amen. Okay, you guys, go out there and live for the day and be positive. Don't worry about tomorrow. And God bless you, and I'll see you next week.
Back in the saddle and out on the trail with Ernie the horse guy, now fun will prevail. We'll meet the best horsemen under the sun. Tip our hats to the ladies, keep the good Lord number one. Ride along, sing your song, along with better horses, we're right where we belong. Faith and love from up above, the best of the good life's yet to come.
In a natural, free-roaming situation, horses graze nearly constantly throughout the day and night. When feeding horses in stables, it's ideal to try to mimic this feeding behavior. Horses in stabled conditions should be fed their hay so they can pick at it continuously between feedings. Visit our website at stanleyforage.com under Nutrition, then Nutritional Resources to help transition your horse from winter to spring in the coming weeks.
You care about your animals and feeding them the best. And that's where Purina's local Kansas City dealers step in, providing you experience, knowledge, service, and advice. Purina feed dealers are people who believe in community involvement and who believe in you. They have a passion for the feed industry and are committed to helping customers unlock the potential of every animal. If you are looking for a trusted source for your animals, look no further than your local Purina feed dealer, your partner in animal care.
Hello friends, I'm Ernie the Horse Guy. Welcome to this week's episode of Better Horses TV. So excited to be with this guy. He is my hero. I'm talking about Ken McNabb. Ken, welcome to Better Horses TV. Who would have thunk it?
I mean, who knows? And you know what? Thank you for the opportunity to be here. Anything you're doing, I want to be a part of.
Well, I tell you what, you're living the life. I mean, you're a great horseman. You're here at the Hoosier Horse Fair, and got a lot going on the ranch up in Wyoming.
Yeah, a lot going on, Ernie. You know, it's May. We're building up for our horse sale. We're trying to get all of our ground planted, all of our calves calved and branded and out in the pastures. We've got a lot going on.
You've got a lot going on. Say it shortly as far as just that sale's coming up. How many years you been doing this sale?
This will be our 11th annual sale.
Give us the dates on this sale.
So this year it'll be June 1st. It's always the first Saturday in June.
1 day, 2 day sale?
Well, so it's a 2-day event, kind of 3-day event. People show up Friday afternoon for an impromptu shop and look at the horses. Then Saturday morning at 8 o'clock, we open the barn again. At 9 o'clock, we have a preview. And it's the first time that we've kind of had a real official preview. The sale then starts at 1 o'clock, 1 p.m. And then when the sale's over, we say goodnight to everybody, but we have them all back Sunday morning for a cowboy church service and just a real good time on Sunday morning. It's kind of 1 full day and 2 half days on each end.
What is it about these colts you raise, colts and fillies, and everything, that people want?
Well, I think, Ernie, there's a couple things in that. One, people love the fact that the horses that we're riding have seen it all. They've been up and down the mountains. They're ready to go. There's no place that they're going to take these horses that they've not been before. So these horses are experienced. And then two, the colts we're raising, like this picture in the background, they're raised in rugged country. So the ones that we're raising, they're so much better on their feet. They've got so much better sense of self-preservation when they're up and down hills. They're not going to trip, fall, and roll. I'm not saying they won't. Things happen. But they're steady on their feet. They're in good, they're just solid.
Sure-footed.
Solid-minded and sure-footed. Thank you. I couldn't find that word.
That's really good. I'll tell you what, you got so much going on up there. Not only you teach education with your great horsemanship, but there's an opportunity to go on a ride with you up there during the summer.
Oh yeah, we have a great time. We do our mountain camping trips with horses. We take people in. We have a ton of fun. It honestly, it's kind of a rustic camp setting, but you go from the actual trailhead to the camp on a wagon and a team, all of your stuff thrown on there, and then we ride out every day someplace new and pretty country. We don't try to scare anybody. We're not going along any cliffs, but just real pretty mountain country. We see moose, we see elk, deer, black bear. No, we're not in grizzly country. No grizzlies.
Well, I tell you, it sounds like I can't wait for Better Horses to be a part of it. And we're excited about having you as part of Better Horses, a segment off and on, and part of the family.
We're excited about being part of the family and offering that to a new audience and being part of your show. Everything you do is always well done. I love being a part of it.
Well, we're glad to have you part of it. And this is what's fun, the horses, way of life, and all that. You can't beat it. And just so excited to have you on and your family, and so great to meet you. How about this show up here at the Hoosier Horse Fair? What about it?
You know what? The Hoosier Horse Fair has been a great show for over 40 years. You know what? They are a long-standing, amazing show, and this is my 3rd or 4th time here. And every time I come here, I walk away knowing I've been in the heart of America. You see amazing people. These are the people that are the backbone of America. They're the reason this country is the amazing country it is. And so they put this show on right here, and you see that heart blood of America. It is so much fun. You can get depressed looking at the news, but if you come here, you get over it real fast.
They're at a brand new facility this year, and they haven't made a step back at all on this facility.
No, you know what? It's really a nice facility. Very clean, very well kept, and a good bunch of people running it. So honestly, yeah, big step up for them.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in to Better Horses TV with Ken McNabb, Horsemanship, Discovering the Horseman Within. We're excited to be a part of it. Thank you so much. This made my weekend, get a chance to team up with you. Ken McNabb.
Thank you.
What do you get when you bring together one of the biggest names in veterinary medicine with one of the most caring and committed teams of horse health experts in the industry? You get a vaccine portfolio known for its quality and safety, a pharmaceutical line you can rely on to help manage pain and support performance. You get the products, programs, and people of Merck Animal Health.
Hello friends, I'm Ernie the Horse Guy. Welcome to this week's episode of Better Horses TV. Here at the Indiana Horse Fair, had a chance to team up with just a great guy, Keith Farrell, who I call the godfather of the wagon masters out there. And Keith, it's great to run into you. We're here by one of your beautiful pieces of work. And what do you think about the move out here?
Well, I think they're doing well. They've had a rainy weekend, but in spite of the rain, the people have turned out, and I believe it's going to go well for them. And it's a nice place to be. They got a nice facility.
We did an interview about a year ago. I look at you, Keith, and I think just a tremendous amount of history you bring with wagons. You got a passion for wagons. You see it. They're about as authentic as they can get. Talk a little bit about your journey through wagon master.
Well, I've had horses for 60 years, and I grew up in the 50s where the Cowboys were number one on television with us, Roy Rogers, Gene Autry, and all. And so the wagons is as much a part of it as the horse and everything else. And so I built a stagecoach and chuck wagons and different carriages to represent the past as close as I could get to what was original.
You've dealt with a lot of our heroes too.
I've had the great pleasure of being around Roy Rogers and Gene Autry, Ben Johnson, Harry Carey Jr., Michael Wayne, John's son, a lot of, just a whole lot of movie stars that was lucky enough to meet at the Golden Boot Awards. And in California, I'd go out there. We done a duplicate holster set for Roy Rogers, the only one he ever accepted as an adult holster set. And we done one for Gene Autry, Guy Madison, Wild Bill Hickok, Bridget Madison, his daughters.
Are you still building and making wagons?
Yeah, still working with them. Right now I'm working on a 1878 escort wagon.
Wow.
And it's all original, but I bought the box for it 30 years ago, and ironically last spring I run across an Army surplus running gear that had never been used. They were both Army surplus, and they've been sitting around for 100 and some years now.
Wow, lots of history.
And so putting them back together and getting them correct, they're just, of course, a lot of the chuck wagons were made out of Army surplus after the Civil War. We forget that right after that war there was wagons, there was all kinds of military stuff everywhere. And that's what Charlie Goodnight was supposed to make his first one out of, was an escort wagon, because they had steel axles, steel hubs. They didn't break, kind of like this wagon would here. And there was, of course, these were used too. But
if people want to get in touch with you, there's someone watching saying, I want this guy to get me a wagon, put a wagon together. What's the best way to get in contact with you?
Probably the best way, just Keith Farrell at 765-524-2844.
Well, that'd be the best way. I tell you what an honor it is to run into you. I tell you what, you are a big part of the Hoosier Horse Fair here in Danville, Indiana.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. We sure appreciate it, and we appreciate keeping it alive, the history and the horses. You know, next to man, horses done more to build this world up than any creature on earth.
Well, that's great.
Because of all the work they've done over the years. And, you know, World War II, we lost 8 million horses. And right now, there's 60 million in the world, they claim, a little less. United States has 9.5 million.
There's your history lesson for horses right there. I tell you, this guy knows his horses, and believe me, he knows his wagons, stagecoaches, everything. Thank you for being a part of Better Horses TV. We love what you're doing. Keep up the great work. You're a great American.
Well, thank you, sir.
Hi, this is Sarah Leonard with Purina Animal Nutrition. Today I'd like to talk to you about our Outlast Gastric Support System. Outlast is a really cool product that we've been enjoying the benefits of for the last year and a half. We have it included in several of our feeds as well as a supplement, so we can actually top dress it or feed it in the feeds. The product is actually a calcium and magnesium source that's very porous in its structure, a honeycomb structure, and it works, kind of like Ernie would say, as a Tums for horses. It gets in the stomach and it actually helps raise the pH in the stomach and neutralize the acidity in the stomach so the horse is more comfortable. If you think that your horse might have ulcers or might be challenged with the lesions that cause discomfort for a horse, and you feed Outlast and you see an improvement, we would recommend that you work with your veterinarian and you get on a protocol with him to treat the ulcers, and then you use Outlast as part of your maintenance program. So Outlast can be fed twice a day in a meal, and then can even be provided in between meals as a snack. So if you include the Outlast in our feeds, you can actually buy it separately and use it for a snack before you ride, before you load, before you do anything that your horse would consider as stressful. We are super excited about the success of Outlast, and I would just want to encourage you to kind of follow our steps of identification to know whether you should use Outlast or not. So first, you need to recognize that your horse has some discomfort or may be challenged with stressful events and could, in fact, be a candidate for ulcers. And then work with your veterinarian to treat the ulcers, and then manage your ulcer situation with Outlast and any other type of management protocol that you and your veterinary decide upon. So great products, great way to neutralize the stomach fluid and make your horse more comfortable. And I would really encourage you to work with your independent Purina dealer out there. Our independent dealers are trained on Outlast. They understand how to incorporate Outlast in your formulas, in your meals that you're feeding your horses, or independently. Even if you're not feeding our brand, we would encourage you to try Outlast and see if it makes a difference for your horse.
Your buddy Ron once said he could install your ceiling fan. He couldn't. And that one time, Ron said another chili dog was a good idea? Yeah, it wasn't. So when Ron said you'd never afford a John Deere tractor, you knew better. Now, Ron does too. The E-Series, legendary John Deere quality, unexpected low price.
Stop by and see Heritage Tractor at one of its 9 locations for your John Deere and Featherlight trailer needs. HeritageTractor.com. Hello friends, I'm Ernie the Horse Guy. Welcome to this week's episode of Better Horses TV. I'm here with my good friends, Michael and Jaime Gascon. These guys are unbelievable with their horses and everything. Michael, great to be here. Jaime, great to be here.
Thanks for having us.
You guys are so good, and as you say, so anyway, what an exhibition you put on. What these horses, tell us about your horses, and you're like over the top.
Yes, sir. So we're riding the Pasofino breed. Here we have Tito, and I also showed his son Fandango, and they're the most versatile horse in the world. They can do anything another horse can do, they can do. They can rope, rein, slide, pull a wagon, pull a cart, and also they're the smoothest horse in the world, so they can gait. And whenever you pick them up in the gate, they're the best beer drinking horse in the world.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was really good. You were riding the father of the horse.
Yes, sir. I was riding the father. He's Tito. And, he was riding Fandango, who is Tito's son. Actually, his name Fandango because this horse, he was a movie star, a movie called Fine Step, and his name on the movie was Fandango. So when that one born, we named it Fandango.
How proud must you be to see your son take up in your footsteps and be a second generation trainer?
It's beyond explanation. It's the best thing that ever happened to me, and I'm very proud of him and also his sister that he took after the horse.
Well, Michael, you're a tremendous trainer. You're not afraid to try anything on your extreme riding and this and that, and you do it with such finesse, from that standpoint. And the other thing that you had that it factor. Mm-hmm. Not only you, but your horse when you're out there in front of horses like that.
That's the idea.
It makes the difference whenever you really love what you do, and it shows, whether it's a chef, a plumber, an electrician. When somebody loves what they do, it really shows, and you're able to display that to the folks who are watching.
And what I noticed is a horse is still a horse. You might be riding these Pasofinos, but you can put on clinics and demonstrations with all breeds of horses, because that's how you have to get them broke.
Yes, sir. It doesn't matter where you go in the world. In the past couple of years, we've been blessed to go to over 18 countries teaching. We've been to all over the country, and we've rode so many different breeds, and they all speak the same language. Whether it's a pony or a Percheron or anything in between, the language of the horse is one.
Well, and your horse, you're from Mississippi, you live in Mississippi, but you travel anywhere.
Yes, sir. Every single weekend, we're on the road at a different clinic in another city.
What are you trying to get across to your participants in the clinic? What do you want to get done with those clinics? And not only the horses, but the riders.
Yes, sir. I want to explain that horsemanship is simple. If it's complicated or it sounds like rocket science or it seems very complicated, then a horse wouldn't pick it up. Our mentality is control the head, control the horse. And when you figure out that it's that simple.
Control the head, control the horse.
Yes, sir. It's that simple. If you have control of their head, you can get a horse to do anything you want and do it happily and do it lightly.
Yeah, the horses are happy out there, seem like.
Yes, sir.
Really good. And we're excited that, like I said, I'm excited. I got to last year and I get a chance to take a ride on one of these. It's like riding on a glass.
Yes, sir.
On a cloud.
Absolutely.
And everything. But I just can't tell you how proud we are to be hooked up, teaming up with you guys and helping promote. You're a tremendous asset to the equine world, and it's an honor to be your friend. So much on that.
Well,
and we got to end this thing right. You know what we do?
Oh, absolutely.
That's it. So I tell you, thanks for being a part of Better Horses TV.
I really appreciate it.
When you're a barrel racer, there are so many things that can bother a horse. Just eliminating the back issues is a huge advantage. After using a CSI saddle pad, my horses have improved by having minimal to no soreness across their back. The saddles stay put where they're supposed to be. I feel like using a CSI saddle pad has given me an advantage over other girls because I know that my horse is feeling good, that saddle's not bothering him. If you're looking for a new saddle pad, invest in a CSI. It's worth the investment.
Hello friends, I'm Ernie the Horse Guy. Welcome to this week's episode of Better Horses TV. Having a just unbelievable time, Mark. I mean, you got a real process here lined up. What's going on?
This is an event. Every year Janet down at Scipio.
Janet who?
Janet Alexander down at Scipio Supper Club puts on this, it's a bike run, but she has this auction after the bike run, and she raises money for wings, spina bifida, somebody tell me what the other one is.
A bunch of stuff.
Yeah, and then she also give $500 a piece to a couple of the friends down there who were their motorcycle accidents. So she raised like $12,000 this year. Part of the proceeds, these nice folks bought a supper here at my house.
Got some great folks here.
Oh, yeah, and they contributed, but. So that's what this supper's about. So I tried to go over the top a little bit to really make it nice for them.
Pork scallopini?
Pork scallopini, and we're still debating on the sauce. We're either going to do a lemon Alfredo sauce or a white wine caper sauce.
The pork right by itself, the pork right by itself is pretty good.
We was giving them samples out. That works pretty good.
Yeah. Right. So what? Tell us what's the process here? What you're doing?
Oh, the process on the pork scallopini. You take a pork loin and you slice it like you would a normal, and then you take my little pounder and you pound it out so it's about a 1/4 inch thick. Then you marinate it in buttermilk and lemon juice, and it swells back up to this thick, but it just makes it so tender, it's unbelievable.
Really good.
Really good. And then, to start with, we're going to do a dinner salad. It's just a combination salad, but I made some lump crab cakes.
And it's not snow crab.
No, it's Alaskan king crab. You ought
go.
to try to pick them things. I've been 2 hours picking.
Well, you ought to try to pick a snow crab. It takes forever. So anyway, we got the snow crabs. I mean the Alaskan king crabs.
Yeah, and so we made a little lemon. This is a lemon themed song, so we're going to do a lemon vinaigrette over the crab legs. And then I'm going to cream some spinach if I get around to it here in a minute. I'm going to make a bed of noodles. That's going to go under the crab scallopini, and we're going to put a brown butter sauce on the noodles, and then I'm going to make a lemon Alfredo sauce to go over all that, and that's going to be dinner.
So what about the dessert? Tina come through with the dessert?
Tina's been all afternoon working on this 3-layered chocolate cake that's supposed to taste like a Twinkie.
I was going to call you and didn't know if I need to get some double stuffed Oreos or something that's at the store, but really great. Hey, I'll tell you what, let's get into this stuff. We're going to be back, introduce ourselves to our guests here tonight.
Oh, we got some great people.
Guests, so we're going to get this thing cooked. I'm Ernie the Horse Guy.
And I'm
Mark.
Yeah, that guy.
All right, we'll be right back.
You care about your animals and feeding them the best. And that's where Purina's local Kansas City dealers step in, providing you experience, knowledge, service, and advice. Purina feed dealers are people who believe in community involvement and who believe in you. They have a passion for the feed industry and are committed to helping customers unlock the potential of every animal. If you are looking for a trusted source for your animals, look no further than your local Purina feed dealer, your partner in animal care.
Hey, we're back with the Hardy Grub segment, Mark. What a process you went through here.
That was exciting, just getting it done.
Getting it done. I'll tell you what. Let's talk about the final product right
Well,
here.
it's kind of like we described. We changed the sauce a little bit from when we talked a while ago. We did a lemon Alfredo sauce. If you talk to the expert chefs, they say you can't put lemon and Alfredo sauce together, but I do it and it turns out pretty good.
Really good.
And the other thing, they always want you to warm the pork scallopino back up in the sauce. But if you do that, you lose all the crispy little bits off of it. And I don't like that, so we just smeared it over the top.
That's a tip coming from Chef Tail Mark.
Yeah. And cream some spinach. Of course, you got to have some bacon. I always like cooking bacon to start with. Before everything. If you don't use it, it makes the house smell good, and they think you were doing something smart.
Well, that's really good. And in the cake, the Hostess cupcake.
Oh, yeah, I got it wrong. I called it a Twinkie. I got reprimanded for that. So it's Hostess
cupcake.
Cupcake. But it's a 3-layer thing with all this frosting and stuff on it. It turned out really
good. King crab.
King crab, not the little snow crab. You ought to pick a bunch of king crab to put in a cake. So I hope they turned out good. I've only made them one other time, and they turned out good.
And this Hardy Grub is so much fun to do. For the community and everything, get a chance to show what you're cooking, and we always change it around. But hats have to go off to Scipio Supper Club and Janet Alexander for putting this whole thing together.
Oh, absolutely. We wish she could be here tonight, and she was busy at the club as usual. But
let's talk about our guests.
Oh, yeah, our guests. We got Nate and Nicole, which is Donna and Roger's daughter and son-in-law. And we got Glenn and Linda Caldwell. They're great friends of ours, farmers just south of Garnett. And we got Jill and Sean Gilhouse. They live just down here by Greeley. They're great
so glad
friends.
you guys came.
Thank you.
And
Really
they
good.
support the Scipio Supper Club with this donation, so I support them.
And Roger, I worked with Roger 30-some years with Purina, and he's one Purina dealer.
And he cooked. And he cooked the noodles and the.
Cooked the noodles. That was his hand in it.
Yeah, he did.
It looked like it wasn't a gorilla. It was him, and everything on that. So I'll tell you, just a great time we've had here tonight. I love doing these things, and we're going to chow down and enjoy it. And want folks to tune in or go to our website, betterhorses.com, and check out our episodes. And we just come out with our new paper, our spring edition of Better Horses.
Oh, that's the one you put the mini pizza recipe.
Yeah, your pizza in there. So.
Go try it. It's really good.
Good. Thank you guys for tuning in to Better Horses TV. Till next week, happy trails.
And keep your powder dry.
There you go.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.